for me is a lot harder than learning. I don't know if anybody else feels that way or if it's the same for anyone else, but for me, unlearning things, routines, rules is a lot harder for me than learning them. I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2013, I believe, with an MLM company, Pure Romance. Not for me. Not a business I should have started. I'm way too goofy to be, no. And then I did a lot. So I started in this world of wanting to work for myself, wanting to build something for myself, create, a source of income and freedom for myself and my family for a long time ago. And back then I didn't know there were rules. I didn't know rules existed for making your dreams happen. And so in 2017, when I started my very first company and taking my first step into consulting and building something from the ground up, I was so enthralled in everything and learning everything and doing the things. And when I tell you, those were probably the best months of my life when I was building that up, from ideation to actual physical manifested business. It was fun because I didn't know there were rules. I did exactly what I wanted to do. I would research the logistics of something and then I would go ahead and do the thing. So I didn't know there were rules to, becoming a visible thought leader or expert in the online space. I didn't know those things existed. I just knew that if you have an idea and you work towards that idea and you work really hard, things will happen for you. And so I did the things, right? I took all the steps. I did all the things. And so when I didn't know that the rules existed, I was so much happier. I was so much more confident. I explored more. I tried harder. I worked harder. I wasn't afraid of failing because in my eyes, failure wasn't an option because I was doing all the things that I was reading and that, successful business owners were telling me to do. So failure was not a part of the equation for me back then because I didn't know about all of these rules. And then fast forward, a few months into me turning this idea into a real thing, and I get bombarded with outside influence, other people's advice, other people's vision, other people's thoughts on what I should be doing and how I should be doing it, and all these experts telling me this is how you become successful. You have to do this thing and you got to do it this way and you got to follow these steps. And it became overwhelming for me. Trying to keep up with all these rules and all these steps and all these how-tos to be successful and to be seen as trustworthy and to be seen as an expert and to be seen on social media. And let me just tell you for context, I do not enjoy social media anymore as someone trying to grow businesses, grow brands, and build a dream. I don't enjoy it because the rules make it so freaking unenjoyable. I like to post every so often and work in real life. And so once I was inundated with all of these rules, it it shifted something in me. Like, it changed my thought process. It changed my belief system, my self-belief system. It changed what I thought was possible for me. And it's at this moment in my life, I'm trying to unlearn all of those rules that I was taught almost 10 years ago. So at this moment, I'm trying to unlearn all of the rules of entrepreneurship, of business, of being seen and respected and sought after. I'm trying to unlearn all of that I was taught almost 10 years ago, because it doesn't. So I firmly believe that everything is not a one-size-fits-all for people. And I think that a lot of times the experts and the gurus, and they have a system that's been proven right for them and people like them, but then there's people that are not like them that the system doesn't necessarily work for. And so when you're teaching people that and they're trying to apply that to their lives and their goals and their dreams, and it's not working for them, it's not that the system that the experts created or use is broken. It's just that it doesn't work for every individual. And so in this season of my life, I am unlearning a lot of the rules that I was told were the only way I would ever be successful, because that has honestly been a big part of me not showing up and shrinking, and my confidence dwindling, and my hopes and dreams minimizing, because I was never able to live up to those rules and those standards and those expectations, because they don't fit me. They don't align with who I am. And I'm okay with admitting that. My good girlfriend, Renee, about a year ago, she said something to me. She said, "Girl, the rules are made up. The rules are fake. Like, do what you want, because at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for you, what works for you, in order for you to get your dream and reach your goals." And so unlearning for me is definitely harder than learning it. Learning it, I'm able to like, oh, yep, I learned this, I'm applying it. But unlearning it means I have to change how I think now. And I have to rewire my thoughts in my brain and, just change my views and build up my self-belief and my self-confidence again. And it's a challenge for me. I know that there's a lot that I'm supposed to do. I know there's a lot that I enjoy. There's a lot of things that I have tried over the years. And when I allowed the rules to dictate how I went about doing things, that was when I saw the decline. Like, that's when I hit the decline in like momentum and just everything positive. Like, I don't operate like the typical person, and I'm slowly understanding that about myself and accepting that about myself, because I know that I want to make my dreams come true, and I want to achieve my goals, and I want to do the things that bring me joy and live the life that I envision for myself. And in order for me to do that, I have to let go of everything that was holding me back and really embrace a new path and a new journey and a new way of doing things. And that's difficult, because it means that I now have to figure out what actually works for me. Right? I know what doesn't work for me. I've figured that out. But what does work for me? What will continue to drive me and take me in the right direction? That's what I have to figure out now, and it's scary, because it's like there's a lot of trial and error in that. There's a lot of trial and error. And like I said in many videos, fear of failure is very real for me. It's very real for me. And then failing in public, right? Failing while people watch is very terrifying for me. I just want you to know that as I embark on this journey of really rediscovering Giovanna and prioritizing myself, my hopes, my dreams, my goals, my knowledge, my skills, my talents, I'm gonna make mistakes, and I'm going to try things that don't work. I'm going to learn new things as I go, and I think that's the part of the journey that is both very frightening and very exciting for me, because I'm in this era of wanting to try, because if I don't try, then I have no story to tell. I have nothing. It's like if I don't try at all, I have nothing. But if I try and I don't succeed and then I have to try again, at least I have things to build on. But if I do nothing at all, I have nothing. I get nothing. I win and I lose nothing, which is that's not okay with me. That's not okay with me. So I just want to thank you for, tuning in, watching my videos, leaving comments, sharing your stories, your experiences, if you relate, because those are things that help me really go harder, is having community. Because when we know we're not alone in something, it makes us want to continue to find our people and push each other to excel. So that's my little life lesson for today. All right.